What's up, Sooner Nation? Welcome on this Saturday evening to the Sooner Surge podcast that tells it like it is. Here for an instant reaction special Sooner Softball Live as Oklahoma loses their third series of the season. This one to Florida in a game that, guys, we can talk about a lot. There's a lot to talk about. OU is still the number one seed in the SEC tournament. No seeding was affected by this loss. It is their third loss of the regular season as far as a series. And I'll just say they played about as bad as they could play, and Florida played about as good as they could play. And OU still had a shot at the end to tie it or get the lead with the home run. But it wasn't a pretty game, guys. It was ugly, not much energy until late. It just not great, man.
Yeah, and the back, I think everybody's wondering, will Sam Landry pitch today in a game that didn't mean anything in the standings? They did go with Landry, and she just, I think it was her control, really. Why are you shaking your head?
Shaking my head at this comment. Hit the portal and find good players.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Sam Landry, their best player pitcher, is from the portal. Abby Dayton and Agbayani have been just amazing as of late. I'm not sure what that comment means, Colin. Now,
not a good time to go cold. I don't know how this team's cold.
Jackson, they played bad defensively tonight.
They did.
And Landry walked too many. Until the last inning, she wasn't getting hit. It was just walk and bloops and errors. They had too many errors, man.
Yeah, in another game they had, she had to have about 120, 130 pitches. The defense just hasn't been good. And I'm just going to say one of my biggest concerns is Emerling behind the plate. And listen.
Yeah.
You cannot listen. When you play good teams and they know there's maybe a weakness there, you cannot allow a ball to get 2 feet away from you and somebody come home. It can't happen. And it just can't. And those runs they scored late ended up making a difference in this game.
Yeah.
So
that's going to be the difference for this team going into even the championship series, if they even get that far, is that those plays are going to cost you a game. That one run could be a difference in you advancing to the national championship series and you being out. Just because you can't block a simple ball. And now the walks need to be cleaned up by Sam Landry. That's an issue. It's been an issue in both Florida games. The first game, it didn't come back to haunt Oklahoma. Today, there's an argument it did, but there was more glaring things that are wrong with this team than just the walks. But Isabella Emerling, Jay, as you've said, she's become a liability at points during the game behind the plate. It's fair to say that. The error that Sam Landry had was very uncharacteristic. I get the runner was fast, but she had plenty of time. I don't know why she even rushed her throw there, but this team, the defense, it wasn't good. They came out of the gates flat outside of Ella Parker. They came out flat. They got things going as the game got farther into the game. But otherwise, this team, guys, this is not the way you want to finish the season. But at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world. You locked up the first seed. There's a chance in the SEC tournament in your first game you won't have to pitch Sam Landry. So
I agree that it's not the end of the world because OU's the one seed. And when it matters most, we'll see if they can win. I've got to talk about a couple of comments. One is Colin. Sam Landry threw 275 pitches in 2 days. I think if they were worried about her, they wouldn't have pitched her. I just don't think they would have risked it. Now, I'm not going to say that the walks were because of a tired arm because she actually got better as the game went along. So I can't really think there's evidence of that. I will say their youth showed tonight. Their youth showed in the fact that a team that is lackadaisical maybe, doesn't have energy. That's a sign of youth. I mean, just because you've won the SEC regular season. Let me answer Robert real quick. Gabby Garcia was in the 3-hole and hit a 2-run bomb. So they were really bad until that at bat, yes.
Jeremy, Robert's dead right. I was actually going to bring it up.
Nelly Mac, awful Agbayani.
Jeremy, will you let me finish talking here? The 3, 4, and 5.
But it's not Big Donut.
Well, Gabby Garcia got the home run, correct. But other than that, it wasn't good this series. And here's the thing. The Do you think Pickering and Parker 1-2 is the way to go? I think you need one of them down lower.
They're not going to change the lineup for the tournament, Jay.
I think you might need one of them in the power spot down there.
Hey, here's my opinion. I think Abby Dayton needs to be moved back up to 1 with how she's been playing.
They may move her first, but I just don't see Patty doing that. And hey, Patty was ticked in the mid-game interview. She was ticked. Obviously, the youth shows a little bit.
Hey, Hope. Actually, next weekend the SEC
Athens. Go ahead.
The SEC tournament's in Athens, Georgia. So I was trying to get to it, but you just sped up before I did. So, hey, I'm with you, Hope. I'm with you. I will let Coach Gasso coach all day long because I don't know. I'm not an expert in softball.
Jeremy is an expert in softball.
I'm just throwing my opinions out here. Okay.
Yeah.
Geez, I'm not sitting there saying they should do this, they should do that. I trust Patty Gasso. She's won 4 in a row. I trust her.
There's a reason that Emerling is starting and other players aren't getting an opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Lowry was better her last 2 games here. Now, hey, let's talk about the SEC tournament. There are some other things we can talk about in this game. I don't really care to because it was abysmal on the defensive side. But OU's going to open up on Thursday. They're going to get the 2 byes. They're going to open up on Thursday. They're going to open up against the 8 or 9 game. And then the second round is going to be Tennessee. And then the third round is likely going to be Texas or Texas A&M. I mean, if it goes chalk. But, Jay, they're going to have to either pitch Landry 2 games in a row or –
You can't do that.
Hey, and they may not host a super regional if they lose round 1 of the SEC tournament.
Yeah. Well, I don't. Yeah, you would like to host because this Oklahoma team, they're a much better team when they play at home than they are on the road.
They're much better when the game matters.
Wait, hold up. What do you mean? Wait, how do you mean you'd like to host? They're hosting
regionals.
That's what I'm saying. Well, yeah,
what about super regionals?
Supers.
Oh, I think they'll be hosting.
Hey, John, I wholeheartedly agree. We are letting Patty Gasso coach. We're just discussing options, and I've got an option for you. 2 times in a row, OU was within 1 with runners on base, and they did not pinch hit for Emerling or Core. I was shocked we did not see Maya Bland or Tia Malloy. I was shocked.
Yeah.
I can say that, and I'm not discrediting Patty Gasso. I'm just giving my opinion.
Yeah.
She does know way more than me.
At this point, this series, I don't want to say it didn't mean anything because it meant something to the players. They wanted to win the series. They didn't want to come in and lose the series. But it's the same talk. I mean, that we had with OKC as well, Jay. Just at this point, there's nothing left to play for until you get to the tournament and the playoffs.
Yeah, and I agree with Hero. OU's going to host.
They should, Jay.
I don't know of other teams. I mean, the SEC is so dominant in softball. Let me ask you guys this, and this is for the chat too. I want 2 teams that you think that you would say are the hardest, toughest matchup for Oklahoma going forward.
Florida and Tennessee.
It's Florida, Tennessee to me.
Yeah.
Now they haven't played.
Really, they own Texas. They
haven't played A&M. They haven't played A&M.
A&M won't matter.
A&M's not very good offensively from the games that I've watched. Now, I don't know their stats on the year, so I could be completely wrong.
Tennessee and Florida.
Hey, listen. Florida's lineup is really good. Really good. Here's the problem with Oklahoma in this series, okay? Because in this stat, OU has lost 1 game this year when they get the lead at first. 1 game. When they are from behind, that's when they've lost most of their games. I think they're 30-1 or something like that when they have the lead. So you got to get runs early and give these pitchers a little bit of a lead. I think.
I know Jackson's kind of changed tune since a couple weeks ago, where he's kind of he's off the train a little bit. He's worried about this. Now listen, let me say this, Jay and Jackson. I've said all year there's one team that can beat OU. It's OU. OU beat themselves today. Florida played out of their mind. They're robbing home runs. They're hitting bombs. Players are stepping up. And OU still had a chance to win it. OU beat themselves with walks and errors. Period. No one is beating this team. I don't care if they have one pitcher or 1.5 or whatever you want to say. No one's beating them except themselves.
Okay. Well, Jeremy, I don't know how my tone has changed just because I said this team has one weakness.
Turn your phone off.
Hey, this comment right here is
100%. That's right.
Well, let me get back to the comment I was reading. If they happen to go up against Kennedy in the tournament, she's going to Kennedy. They won the Big 12. That's a team, though. You're right with Kennedy, because I don't know how well Texas Tech's bats are. They're not Florida. They're not Florida by any means, but
Texas has better bats. Hey, I will keep saying, Sooner fans.
For Oklahoma to win a championship this year, two things have to happen. One of them is they got to clean up base running and defense. They aren't going to win one if you have base running errors and defense errors. It's not going to happen. And then they got to figure out, because I think you could ride Landry like Patty Gasso did Jordy Ball. You could do it like she did Kelly Maxwell most of the time. And
that's what Patty's done.
You can do that. But what you have to have, though, is you have to have another pitcher in the games that are like the 1 versus 8, or you got to have a pitcher get out there and get you a win there.
I mean, last year you had Carly Keeling, Peyton Monticelli, Nicole May all pitched in the World Series. And people are shocked that Peyton Monticelli pitched.
You had Nicole May last year who you could rely on to come in and be solid. You can't guarantee that Kirsten Deal and Audrey Lowry are going to come in as starters and not give up 8 to 9 runs like they've done a couple of times.
They won't be in there if they give.
I don't think anybody on here in this chat is very worried about the offense.
No.
I think most people's concern would be pitching and defense. Right now.
Jackson, I don't know if you can do it or I can. I can get off here and do this for a second, but hey, I want to look at Maxwell's regular season numbers versus Sam Landry. I bet they're pretty close.
I can grab them for you guys.
Last year, Kelly Maxwell's regular season last year and Sam Landry's regular season this year, now that it's completed.
Hey, James, I don't think this is a question. If you had to win a game, you're going to start Landry. That's if I have to win, she's the ace of the staff. I would start Sam Landry. It's the other one. Who would you start in the second? If you had another pitcher behind Landry, who would it be? But I'll tell you another stat to look up. I tried. It was near the end of the game. I was wanting to look this stat up. Maybe I can find it for later tonight. But I was going to look up Emerling since the South Carolina or Arkansas series. She had a good South Carolina series. I mean, she's
under 200
at the plate has been, in the 100s probably since then. And you put that with also not great defense. It's not good.
No, it's not.
Look at her.
Offensively, OU's been pretty similar to last year. I mean, Ella Parker was batting .66 first 6-7 games of the regular season of the SEC, and now she's at 500. And I agree with Robert about Nicole May. People ripped after Nicole May. She was 18-0 one year, and they still ripped her.
And her ERA.
So Kelly Maxwell last year on the season, ERA 1.94. Okay, Sam, her ERA is 1.97 on the season. That's what I can find. So pretty much the same.
Hey, I bet Sam Landry had more strikeouts.
Hey, Jeremy, here's the thing. A lot of people, maybe even me last year, if I went back and watched
I know what you're going to say.
Listen, a lot of people last year heading into the postseason were saying this. Can Kelly Maxwell do it in the big moment? Can she do it in the big games? And she did, and they won a national championship. That's what Landry's going to have to take a bulk of the innings the rest of the way. It's just going to happen. And then you're going to have to figure out, okay, can Deal come in and get us some key outs? Can Deal come in and get a good start? Or is it Bella Smith? Who's it going to be? And that's where Patty's usually really good at in the postseason, is figuring out these these lineups and these pitching changes and who's going to start each game. She's been really good at that. 4 championships in a row. So
and Sam up to this point in the season has 142 strikeouts. All of last season, Kelly Maxwell had 164. So Sam Landry is going to need 22 more in these next games to pass her, which can maybe happen, can maybe not. But you need Sam Landry to be consistent. Like, you don't need, like, if she can prevent the walks, she's not going to give up more than 2 runs any game. She's that good of a pitcher. But her issue is the walks. And another issue that she has is she likes to throw the changeup a lot in the strike zone, and that's her best pitch, which kind of is a risk because if someone's going to sit on that changeup in the middle of the zone, they're going to whack the ball.
Was that a changeup that Ava Brown hit to the moon?
No, they turned on a 70 mile per hour heater on the inside part of the plate, and she turned on it. Hey, speaking of changeups, and Isabella Emerling, I will say this: at least her last at bat, she figured out that there is a center to right field on the field. Teams are going to pick. I mean, she'll rip the ball down the third baseline. She hits more home runs foul than anyone I've ever seen in my life. But listen, they're going to pitch her change up on the outside corner because she is going to turn it. She's going to try to turn on it.
Well, and
want to go opposite field. Hit the ball opposite field.
Hey, the thing about Emerling, I saw somebody say, don't have a whole lot of options. Here's the thing. It's kind of like with Sydney Sanders last year. Everybody in the chat here, Emerling is the catcher. You need Emerling. Emerling's just got to play better. She's going to be the catcher. She's good. So there's no, I mean, you might pinch hit for her every once in a while, but you know what? OU needs Emerling to do kind of what Sydney Sanders did in the postseason. Sydney Sanders had some big hits last year, and that's what Emerling needs to do. What, Jackson, turn that thing down. I don't know what's going on, man.
There's a thing called silence, dude. Do not disturb. These are all
I have my computer on D&D. I'm getting press notify anyway. I have no control of it. I don't. But yeah, but the thing is with Sydney Sanders, guys, last year she wasn't an issue defensively. Isabel Emerling has been an issue defensively.
Yeah,
but
there's no one else. They're not going to play the key.
No,
or Hicks in the play in the
you're
postseason.
right. There is no one else, and that's
No
an
chance.
issue. Is that there is no one else? So you have to die with Emerling if she's going to be bad, or if she's going to be good. You're going to have to ride with her. There's no in between. I mean, there's
that's the difference between Sanders last year and Emerling this year. Emerling's got like the one where Falby comes home on the pass ball. She had her out if you just hang on the ball. But hey, speaking of that, she robbed Sanders of another home run. I mean, she was awesome defensively.
She had a great series. That line. They have a really good.
Couldn't hit the ball worth anything, but
yeah, but they have a good lineup though. Hey, if OU's going to win a national championship this year, I think they're going to have to average the most runs they've in this 4 or 5-peat, whatever you want to say. If they're going to 5-peat, they got to average the most runs throughout the postseason that they've averaged. They're going
to have to average probably like between 5 to 6.
I just don't know if they have the depth there at pitching to shut teams down. I just don't know if they do.
They are capable, and like Robert said, it takes pressure off the pitches if you can hit. You know what though? OU's hit the aces. Like OU hit Rothrock pretty well both times.
It's not the hitting's not.
OU's hit the aces well.
No, yeah. And it's crazy because we were talking about at the beginning of the year that this staff, if Kirsten Deal, if she can take that jump on the pitching staff, there's going to be no reason to be concerned about this team going into the playoffs. But this is the one reason you are, is because Kirsten Deal, you don't know what she's going to be if you pitch her. We've seen her be really dominant, look awesome, like the 5-star she was when she came into Oklahoma and signed, and also she's looked like a not very good pitcher at times too. So that's the one issue is you don't know what Kirsten Deal is going to be. And like, that's the one thing that's holding this team back.
Yeah. And hey, I agree with Hope. I get frustrated too, but before the season, I didn't have them winning the SEC championship. I thought they were too young. What they've done so far has been really good, but it doesn't, this team is not satisfied with winning the SEC championship. They won a national championship, and I can guarantee you, Patty, JT, Rocha, they're getting ready to turn this thing up a little bit. And it's all going to be on how this team responds to that. The pressure, you can see when teams beat Oklahoma, Florida, when they get a lead on Oklahoma, it's like they are slaying a giant. And a lot of these young players for Oklahoma, even though they're at Oklahoma, they don't really know that feeling of being the giant. But they see it by the other team's reactions when they get the lead or beat them. They know that.
I agree. With all that said, the young Oklahoma team is the SEC regular season champs too in the toughest conference. They did win the SEC. Now Rob says he would ride and die with Lowry over.
I like Lowry. I do.
I don't hate that take. My one issue with Lowry, I love that she works really fast. Like she is fast on the mound. But one thing that Lowry does, maybe too much of. You ready for it? You ready for it, guys?
Yeah. Throw strikes.
She throws too many strikes.
Yeah.
She doesn't waste pitches. Like she just throws. These hitters know when she's pitching, I'm going to go in there swinging. Everyone's going to be in the zone. She's got to waste some pitches in the postseason. I hope that makes sense. Like,
well, I don't know. We'll see how much she pitches. I mean, I'd love to do a deep dive. Maybe we'll do that this week. But I'd love to do a deep dive in last year and the year before postseason and see how many innings pitchers not named Ball and Maxwell pitched the whole postseason.
It was just the Women's College World Series.
What?
You talking about last year?
And the year before. How many innings that were not named Ball and Maxwell pitched?
Not many, Jay. Now they had May.
That's what I'm saying.
They had Nicole May, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we'll see. I mean,
I don't know.
We'll see.
This team, it's kind of they're a different team each day too, and I think that's something that is maybe a little bit concerning is at times the offense is so hot and they're cooking, and there's times where, as somebody said earlier, your 3, 4, and 5 aren't doing anything for you in back-to-back games. Like in the postseason,
yeah.
In order for you to win the national championship, you're going to have to be a consistent team.
They're not going to keep that line. Those won't be 3, 4, and 5. I don't.
So hey, let me ask both of you guys then, Jay Jackson.
Okay.
What? Jay, you just said you think the lineup will change before Thursday.
I do.
That Patty's going to go with a new lineup at the beginning of postseason.
I do.
I do too.
I think there could be one too, Jay. What would your changes be?
I think Agbiani will probably move up, and I think Parker will move down a little bit. I think they like Dayton down low because she's producing down there, and they had that with Riley Boone. Yeah. She's producing. I think maybe, and it could be Dayton move up, but I think they might keep Pickering at 1. But I think Parker or one of the two, I think, is going to drop down to about 4 or 5.
Who's going to go in the 2 hole then?
Maybe 3. I don't know, Jerm. I have a feeling they might. Maybe not. Maybe they won't change it at all, Jerm. Maybe they won't change it at all. Yeah. I just think, but here's the thing. Like today, Parker's been on such a heater. She's getting on base. But then outside of Garcia, this series, like nobody was able to get her in.
But that's odd because Nelly Mac's been really good in
Agbiani had a great series.
Agbiani's been great in the 5.
He had a great series against Texas. So
Pickering's the one I think should not be leading off. I look, she walks a lot. She gets on base, but
hey, CJ, I'm only saying for RBI purposes. I understand the reason not to. You get less at bats possibly if you drop her down to 4 than she's at 2. I get it. I just think I'm wondering if they're sitting there thinking, do we need a little more pop? Because there for a while they had Nelly Mac up in the 2 hole.
I also like Agbiani. I like Agbiani lead. What I love about Agbiani leading off is she's got some Jada in her and the fact of the energy. Like she gets everyone amped up. You get a leadoff walk, like you just get going quickly.
Same thing, yeah. It's them two are the energy.
You can get on base. You can get on base anytime, as many as you want. And if the person behind you doesn't get you in, it doesn't do you any good.
You can get on a base as many times as you want.
As many times.
Yeah. I think that they should move Agbiani or Dayton up to the leadoff spot and move Cassie Pickering down, move Ella Parker down, keep Gabby Garcia in the 3 hole, put Nelly
4.
4, yeah. No,
I like that.
or
I like that.
move Gabby up to the 3-hole. So,
Hey.
in my opinion, go maybe Agbayani, Pickering,
Parker, Garcia.
I would go.
I
yeah.
like that a lot.
All right. Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
But who knows? Patty knows. JT knows. That's for sure. So I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, guys, as the SEC tournament gets started on Thursday, what OU does do pitching. Because if you don't pitch Landry in game 1 against the 8-9 matchup, then you're going to have to pitch her on Friday against Tennessee possibly and Saturday back-to-back games. Or do you pitch your first round, go with someone else in the second round against Tennessee, and then third round final championship game pitcher. I don't know.
Let me ask you guys this, and this for the chat too. The SEC tournament.
Mm-hmm.
What is the biggest takeaway from it? What does it do for you if you go win it? What does it do for you if, say, you make it to the finals and lose it? Like, what does it do overall for you?
Experience for some of these young players that haven't played in playoff like atmospheric games yet, because these SEC teams, they definitely don't want Oklahoma or Texas to come in and win the SEC tournament. And I think that there's an argument that those are the two teams that have the best chance, because those arguably are the two best teams in the SEC. And Oklahoma, as you guys have said, they still have the target, the bullseye on their back. They're Oklahoma. So every team is going to come out swinging to eliminate Oklahoma. I can guarantee you that.
I agree, Jackson. I agree. And I agree with CJ. I think you got to pitch Landry game 1.
Hey, Germ, as far as my thing about the SEC tournament, though, if Florida wins the SEC tournament and beats OU doing it, I think there's going to be a lot of people say that they may get the number 1 overall seed.
Yeah, I mean, OU could lose the number 1 overall seed for sure. That's what we're saying.
Yeah. So, well, we'll see.
Lot to talk about. Hey, guys, Jackson, Jay, I know we're going to ramp up videos this week as we get to the SEC tournament. So this is the one-stop shop for everything. Sam Landry, 275 pitches in 2 games. Sooners lose back-to-back games. Their third series of the season, this time to Florida, today by a score of 6-4. Bullseye is on their back. Patty Gasso, there's no one else I would rather have talking to this team than Patty Gasso. She will make sure their frame of mind is correct, it's focused, it's locked in, and now it's time for the postseason. Can they get number 5? The chase for 5, the drive for 5 is about to take place.
Mm-hmm.
Take place this Thursday. Hey, thanks for watching this. Hit the like before you leave. We appreciate your support of our channel here at the Sooner Surge. We'll catch you next time. Make sure you're subscribed. Till next time, guys. Boomer.